All right, I've looked at this for way too long and I need to stop being cheap. I'm gonna go on the LMC truck tonight and order a new shroud. I may order some other things, but I'm definitely gonna order that. And I'll locate some coolant leaks and fix them. I kept saying I was gonna go to the junkyard to fix this, but I didn't. So I just went ahead and ordered one. And I got this really big box from LMC truck. A long time ago, I was riding down the highway and I just heard this noise. When I got to where I was going, I popped the hood and then I saw this. So I ordered a new one, and it'd be nice if it came with the stickers that has information on routing of the belts, but we'll see. So this should be pretty quick and easy to replace. There's these little bolts that are here, here, and there. And then there's the two. There's one there, and one on this side, and one right there. So this should be pretty painless. I'm racing the clock. The sun is setting. I'm about to take it out, and it would be cool if the new one came with this little hose strap, but we'll see. And it's the wrong one. So I finally got the right shroud. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finally replace it. So these stuck on the old one, so I made sure to take them out because the new one didn't come with them. And if you don't, the radiator will rattle a lot. And they fit right over the top of the radiator like that. And they're symmetrical. You just pop them in, or rather push them in, pull through and make sure they are fully seated. Easy enough. All right, let's put this on. I'm gonna see if I can get these stickers that go in here reproduced, but, oops, this little accessory drive belt routing sticker, I think it went, let me see. Yeah, it went right here. We'll see how long it lasts. It almost looks at home. Like I said, bit by bit, I'm gonna get this truck right, and this was definitely a little bit. I think I got 2 leaks in my trunk. This damn coolant system is testing me. Check it out. I get this one little puddle here, but I also get a puddle there. And I think the puddle there is coming from here. One of the few hoses I didn't replace was the hose coming from the back of the engine going into the heater core, which, okay, I need to replace it. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but look at it, it's all rusty. And then I have this situation here. So this is the thermostat housing. I don't know if the thermostat housing is leaking or this hose is leaking, but in any event, I need to address it. So, more coolant work on the truck. I mean, if you look there, it's wet on top of the housing. I don't know how it could get wet like that if it's leaking between the gasket and the intake manifold. I thought I addressed this with this tube, but I guess not. So I'm gonna go ahead and tackle some of this coolant stuff, and a lot of it will be easier without all this intake stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. So I'm gonna see what I can do about not draining all the coolant to do this fix. Since these leaks are up high, I'm gonna see if I can pull this tube off and see how much coolant is in it, and then just drain this, drop this down low and drain it such that it is below the level of where the leaks are. I think that will be the least amount of fluid that I could release. Oh damn, this one's on there. This clamp was a bit rusted. I might replace it. This is a bowl that I have taken from the kitchen a couple years ago. My wife doesn't like that I use it out here, but it's out here now. She can go buy a new one. She doesn't even like cooking anyway. All right, let's see if I can catch it all. If I'm quick, I should be able to catch it. Oh. Close. I almost caught it all. Yeah, it should stop in a second. Oh no, no. Go that way. Yeah. No, go that way. Go that way. I need a funnel. I should have brought a funnel. Ah, but it's just drips at this point. See, that wasn't bad. That was not bad. And if you have been watching any of my other videos and you see how clean this coolant is, that is, you know, promising, because I had to flush this coolant system a lot. You can still see a little bit of the, a little bit of the rust colored stuff I had to flush out in this radiator. I mean, I flushed and flushed and flushed, and I'm happy to see that the coolant, I know there's some rusty deposits in there somewhere. You can't get everything out, but the coolant looks really good. Why drain all the coolant if you don't have to, right? So I'm gonna remove this hose, and I hope this hose is not the culprit because it is new. It might be this, let me think of it, this looks kind of loose. Wait a minute, was it this that this was loose? I thought I tightened it. It would be a shame if that were the case. Oh wow, and it looks like it was leaking there. On both sides, the clamps were kind of stuck to the tubing, so when I went to release them, they didn't just come free. I might try some of the spring-loaded clamps on these because the leak really didn't start until the weather started changing. I might not have tightened them down enough, but that might be all this is. Well, I'm definitely gonna lose a bit of coolant taking this out, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a lot of coolant on the ground. Let's see if I can get this clip out by hand and just pull. I know you can't see this that well, but I'll show you afterwards. I think this has been in there since 1989. Wait, is it attached to this bracket too? I'm gonna take this little screw out and see if it is somehow attached, but I don't think it is. Let's see, is it? It is attached, hot damn. So now it might actually come out. So I got the clip free. The clip is moving freely. It's about pulling it out now. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. So this clip is moving freely, but I have to get enough force to get this tube out. So it's moving in there. So why wouldn't it just come on out? Yeah, so I went and looked at the new one just to make sure I knew how it worked. And it looks like I'm doing everything I need to. I'm just not being strong enough. Looks like I got this one side out. There we go. It's harder than it felt like it should have been. Now this is a great big old 27mm socket. So let's see if I have luck. All right, well I needed some leverage, and I'm just praying that this thing doesn't break off in here. All right, here goes nothing. I don't think it broke. That's good news. And more leak. Yeah, even though this was not the failure point, I'm glad I'm replacing it. That's the old one on the left, obviously, and the new one on the right. Yeah, the new one looks way better, but check out this. It was really time for this one to be replaced. Check out that. Yeah, so let's see if putting them in is a straightforward affair. As far as I can tell, it being installed kept the threads clean. Let's see if I can carefully wipe some of the gunk away from the edges. All right, let me stop messing around. Put this new one in. With the tape that's on the thread and the resistance I got while tightening it, I think I got it good enough so that it won't leak. So let's put the other tube on. And I probably should mention that this came with the new clip. So I'm gonna put it in. Let's see. Now that is a perfect fit. Now I don't know how important connecting it to that bracket is, but it comes with provisions to do it. I'll do that at the end. And my hand will get in the way, but you see the tube? I am just going to put this on. Yo, and that's fantastic fit. I love new parts, man. All right, so put that on. I'm gonna tighten the hose clamp, and this section is done. Since I have it, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on and attach this with the old rusty screw. Well, I dropped the screw, and I'm glad I found it. When you drop a screw and you hear it hit the ground, oh, it's like a good feeling. Like, you don't like that you dropped it, but when it hits the ground, you know it's on the ground. It's like, oh, thank God. All right, let's see if I can get it back in. These barely even want to mate up. Finger yoga is what I call this. Ooh. All right, I decided to take my chances with just tightening this one because it's easy enough to get to. That's really the issue that I wanted to address. But if this turns out to be a problem, then I will fix it. I think I just need to tighten it a little more. So that's what I'm gonna do. Put it back on and make sure I tighten it a little better. I let it idle, let the system bleed and burp itself. So I'm gonna let it cool down and then pour that in there. And then hopefully everything will be good. Hopefully I've fixed those leaks. But now I get to work on the Civic. I got some parts to install because I have an exhaust that is way too loud. You've heard them, those Civics that go down the street and sound like this. That's me, but that's gonna be fixed. All right, so that fix that I made seems to be holding up. It's dry. Coolant level is where I set it. I'm gonna check the other side. Dry over here. Check underneath. Even though it's rained. That's an oil leak farther back, but there is no coolant leak. So I think I'm good. If you would like to follow along as I continue to work on my 89 K1500, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things I've already done to it, check out the playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.